Hello everyone, I am Professor Sushant Mohite, working as a Head of Electrical Department in Praveen Patil, College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Today we start the practical number 2 of subject Energy Conservation and Audit. The name of the practical number 2 is determine the percentage loading and the related efficiency of given induction motor at different loading. Okay, this is a simple, this is the direct loading test which is already done in AC machine. You are subject of AC machine. Here, this is the setup. This is the setup of the our practical. Here, this is the AC machines. It's a machines. Okay, what is the definition of the machine? Machine is the combination of the motor and generator. This one is a motor and this one is a generator. Here, this is the three-phase induction motor and this one is a DC generator. Okay, the nameplate. This is the nameplate of the three-phase induction motor. In this nameplate, the three-phase induction motor. Okay, the supply voltage 415, 50 hertz, and the current, the maximum current, it's a 2.2 kilowatt, and it's a 3 HP, and the 4.5 ampere, means maximum current capacity of this motor is a 4.5 ampere. And this one is a generator, DC generator. It's a 2.2 kilowatt. The speed is a 1440 RPM, and the current is it's a 8 ampere. It's a 8 ampere. Okay. Now in direct loading test, okay, the main aim of this practical to find the losses which is occurs in the motor. For finding the losses in motor, we need a load. Okay, this is the load which is given to the generator. The purpose of this generator, the generator supply. This one is a DC generator. The generator supplies the DC voltage which is connected to the load. When we start the lamp, okay, the load, because of this lamp load, the load occurs, means your generator is loaded, and because of this loaded generator, the load occurs on the shaft, means your shaft is also loaded, and because of this generator and the shaft, the motor is also loaded, and because of this loading condition, we get the losses which is occurs in the induction motor. For finding the losses, here we use the 2 wattmeter. Okay, wattmeter number 1 and wattmeter number 2. Now we check the circuit diagram of this motor. This is the circuit diagram of the motor. In this circuit diagram, this one is a 3-phase supply which is given to the ICTP. ICTP means iron clad triple pole. The ICTP, the output of the ICTP is given to the starter. Here we use the auto transformer starter. Then output of auto transformer is given to the wattmeter. Okay, the one phase of the starter is given to the ammeter. Here this is the AC ammeter. The output of AC ammeter is given to the wattmeter number 1, means M, and the L of wattmeter number 1 is given to the stator winding of the motor. Okay, then next same procedure we doing in B phase. This is the B phase. Okay, the B phase means the auto transformer, the output of auto transformer is connected to the M, then L is connected to the stator winding. The next is the C. Okay, M and C is short circuited. Then the voltage coil of the wattmeter number 1 and 2 is also short circuited, and which is connected to the Y phase, and the Y phase then the Y phase is connected to the induction motor. This is the connections of the induction motor. Then this symbol shows the coupling, means motor and the generator is a couple. Okay, then next this is the circuit connection of the generator. Here we use the DC shunt generator. This is the armature, this one is a field. Okay, both are connected in shunt, that's why it is a DC shunt generator. Here the A1 is connected to this one is a variable rheostat. The purpose of this rheostat to adjust the voltage at output side, means suppose when we start this practical, the output side, this is a voltmeter, at the output side the voltage is decreases because of the drop. So by using this variable register or the rheostat, we increase the voltage up to 200 volt. Okay, then this one is a field winding, means A1 is connected to the one part of the rheostat, and the second part of the rheostat is connected to the F1. Okay, then the rheostat is connected to the ammeter. This is the DC ammeter, and then second part means negative part of the ammeter is connected to the load. Then A2 is connected to the F2, means field winding of second part of the field winding, and the A2 F2 is connected to the load. Okay, now same from this circuit diagram we check the actual connection of the practical number 2. Okay, this is the ICTP. Okay, the output of ICTP is coming here R. This one is the RYB phase. Okay, RYB phase. This RYB phase is connected to the auto transformer. This is the auto transformer, 3-phase auto transformer. In this auto transformer there are two parts. First is the input and the second one is the output. Okay, means R is connected to the R, Y is connected to the Y, and B is connected to the B. Then output side, okay, the R phase of the auto transformer is connected to the ammeter, which is already given in your circuit diagram. Okay, then the second part of the ammeter is connected to the wattmeter number 1. Okay, and then the watt L means line part of the wattmeter number 1 is connected to the stator winding. Then next is the B phase. B phase is connected to the wattmeter number 2. Okay, the M means main of the wattmeter number 2, and the L means line of the wattmeter number 2 is connected to the B phase. And then Y phase, as per given in circuit diagram, Y phase means this one. Y phase is given to the V means voltage of wattmeter number 1 and wattmeter number 2, and both are short circuited, means both two. By using this green probe we short circuit the wattmeter number 1 and 2, and then this is the Y phase which is connected to here, and then the second means from this part to this part we use the another wire, this one, which is connected to the Y phase of the stator winding. This is the connection of the induction motor. Then now we shift the generator. Okay, in this generator, this here is the A1 and A2. A1 and A2 means armature 1 and armature 2, means one part of armature and the second part of armature. Okay, the A1 is connected to the rheostat. Okay, A1 is connected to the rheostat. Then the second part of the rheostat is connected to the F1. Okay, F1. Okay, then next rheostat, the first part of the rheostat is connected to the ammeter. This is the DC ammeter. Okay, ammeter. And the next is the second means negative part of the ammeter is connected to the load here. Then A2 F2 is the short circuited, yes, and then F2 is connected to the load here. Okay, sorry, this is the total circuit diagram. This is total circuit connection of the practical number 2. Now we start the practical number 2. First we start the ICTP. Okay, as per given in our manual, we give the supply to the stator winding is approximately 300-350 volt. Okay, first we give the supply up to 200 volt. Okay, now your motor is rotating clockwise direction. If you in your video it looks anti-clock, but your motor is rotating clockwise direction in this manner. Okay, in this manner it's clockwise direction, but because of this clockwise direction, rotation of clockwise direction, here the output means your this is the voltmeter which used for to measuring the voltage across the load. Okay, suppose we give the 200 volt, it's around the 200 volt which is given to the stator winding of the motor, but at this condition the output across the output across the load is means output voltage across the load is around 8 volt. Okay, means it is very it is very less. Okay, so why this voltage is less? Because of the residual magnetism. Okay, the motor is rotating clockwise direction, then the residual magnetic field or the permanent magnetic field which is already in the motor and the generator, we oppose the main flux, and because of this opposition the voltage across the load is reduced. So what actually we do, the first we stop the motor. Okay, we stop the motor, and next we interchange the any two supply. Means suppose okay, now so we the effect of residual magnetism we overcome or reduce by interchanging the any two supply. Okay, suppose we interchange the Y. Okay, this one. Okay, now because of this interchanging of any two supply, the motor is rotated in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, it's rotated in anti-clockwise direction. Now it's around the voltage is around suppose it's a 200 volt last time. Okay, in last time we same voltage we take. Okay, now the voltage across the load is around 158 volt. Okay, the voltage across the load is 158 volt. Okay, so we increase the voltage up to okay, it's around suppose 350 360 volt. Okay, now we start the practical. Okay, we start the one lamp, means we start the load. Okay, see this one. Okay, this is a load. Because of this load, okay, the first thing we increase the voltage. Okay, just a minute. Okay. By using this rheostat, we increase the voltage. It's around around 190. It's around 190 200 volt. Now we start the load. Okay, yeah, correct. By starting this load, the current flowing in the one lamp is around 0.2 ampere. Okay, it's a 0.2 ampere. Now we start the second lamp. Okay, the second lamp. Okay, because of starting the lamp, the voltage it decreases, so we increase the voltage by using this rheostat. Okay, so the current which is flowing in the load bank is around 0.4 0.5 ampere. Now we start the third lamp. Okay, so okay, the once again the 190 volt, it's okay. The current which is flowing in load bank is around 0.7 0.75 ampere. So we increase the load. Okay, so we increase the load means we start the lamp, the current is increases. Okay, the current increases means what? The load on the DC generator is also increases, and because of the load, because of this load, because of the load on the DC generator, the motor is also loaded. The next, here the current from motor side is also increases, and then this is the watt meter. This watt meter, okay, this watt meter is also shows the reading. Means when we start, for suppose now we stop one lamp, okay, then the watt meter shows the reading. It's around 500 watt. Okay, now we start the lamp. Okay, then also the watt meter shows the reading, but it's more than the last reading, means it's around 600 watt. Okay, it's around 600 watt. The purpose of this test, okay, the purpose of this test to find out the losses in the induction motor, because in our topic number 2, the energy conservation in induction motor. Okay, so first, how we conserve the energy in induction motor? We reduce the losses in induction motor. In the induction motor, there are two types of losses: the core losses and the second one, the copper losses. The copper losses we cannot reduce because of the load, but core losses we reduce. By using this practical, we find out the core losses, means PI. It's a iron loss or core losses by using this watt meter. The second part of this practical, by using this load bag, we loaded the motor from 0 to 110%, means 110%. But in our lab, okay, this is not possible, because the 110% means the motor, suppose 100% means your motor is loaded, but 110% means it's a overloading condition, and the overloading condition is not happen or not doing in this lab, because the load available in our lab is less as compared to our motor load. Okay, the load capacity of the load bank is less as compared to motor load. So this not we doing in this practical. But suppose we increase the load up to 110%, then what exactly happened? If you know the slip speed characteristic and torque slip characteristic and the torque speed characteristic, the motor is started, okay, and then the breakdown condition is happen. Okay, suppose the motor is loaded or overloaded up to 110%, then breakdown condition is happened, and the motor speed is decreases, okay, rapidly, means motor is your stop, and due to this 110%, our protection condition is not good. The motor will be burned. So because of the load and the protection purpose, we cannot do the practical, means we do the practical, but we cannot occur the load, or we cannot give the load up to 110%. Now we give the load up to 80%, 90%, but we cannot give the load up to 110%. This is our practical. The reading of the practical we discuss at our practical lecture time. Okay, thank you very much.